Hello, Injustice. We have just started streaming, and we'll see how it goes. I don't have a lot of time today, but I wanted to do something. And this is going to be a big test for whether or not I think I can actually do ArtFight this year. Because I didn't realize until a couple of weeks ago that I actually missed last year completely. Yeah, no, I feel that. I also don't really remember much of last year. Probably for very different reasons, but it it was something. Uh I'm pretty sure I was still in massive sleep deprivation this time last year. So, yeah, all a blur. Right now, I am just trying to figure out what font to use for this. I had this idea this year that for ArtFight, maybe it would make it easier if I did all of my design, like everything that I throw at ArtFight, if I did it as like pin designs. And I'm starting to realize that that's probably not going to be as easy as I thought it was, but I'm kind of committed to it. And I was just this morning being like, if I make them pin designs, I should have backing cards for all of them as like a background. And then I should do a different backing, well, all the same backing card, but different colors depending on what team I'm attacking. Because that, I think, would just be fun. And you're not supposed to start art for ArtFight before the 1st of July. And this is not art for ArtFight. It's just a background. It is just a stamp it on background, and I feel like that's okay. That's gotta be okay, right? I don't think that would be against the rules. Especially if it's going as poorly as what I'm currently doing it. Because I could just do like big old block letters for it. But I don't think I like big old block letters. Maybe if I put the space in there, that'll help. I also have, I don't think I've figured out, hold on a second. No, see, not working. I used to, previously when I streamed, I had it set up so that if I hit a specific key, it would mute and unmute my microphone. And I can't remember how to do that. So my microphone's just on all the time at the moment. So I'm so sorry if everyone who ever listens to this stream can just hear my breathing as I sit here and panic. I could just do like bubble letters. I feel like I would do it down the bottom though, maybe. the bubble letters are a pretty high contender. But I could also just go with like a basic script as well, I suppose. Not Arial. Arial's just a little too plain. Maybe if I add in the year. In fact, if I really wanted to like go all out on it, what I would do is somewhere I've got my custom marker somewhere. Snip. Pretty sure that's it, snip. So if I wanted to, I would be like, put that on there. Like the bottom corner, and then I would be trying to fit this into this side of it somewhere. What text did I use for that one? That one? I could do something like that, maybe. To be fair, I'd probably have to redo this stamp as well because I am not using all of my social medias at the moment. In fact, I'm barely using any of them. I should update my social media more often. Oh, does this... Okay, this text just doesn't have the number 6. Hello, Piker. Welcome to the stress zone. I can put it all over one side. That's not the right text. It just doesn't look right. Also, the word fight is starting to look really weird to me because I'm just staring at it too much. Yeah, definitely one of those. Like, do you guys get that? Who gets that? Is there a word that you guys look at enough and it just stops looking like a word? I do think it's nice all on one side. I also feel like it might get covered though. We could do it up the top with the other one down the bottom. That could work. Because the idea would be, let's see if I can find it in here. So it was way back when, in 2024, I was following a prompt list and I was doing all the prompts as pins like this. Let's just do this so that it's a bit easier to see, a little less distracting. So I was thinking I need to do a better backing than this one, but I want to do this sort of style of thing. And then do that for ArtFight this year. I don't think I did these on the YouTube channel at all. And I didn't get through many of them. I got through 5 of these ones. But I'm trying to decide how I want this to look. I kind of like that patterning on the background, so I'm deciding if I do that now. Oh God, in here. Because I could just put another grid on the back of it, but is that too lazy? What I could do is I could get one of these brushes, big splotch through it, would that be less busy? Because I need to put a character on top of it. Let's see if I have a character to throw in. Probably not. Oh, I do have a new character though. Let's grab a character. Pop it across here. So we want to take up about that much space. So this is my newest character for a roleplay. We're doing a D&D again. We decided we're going to do the 2024 rules of D&D, so 5.5e essentially. And then immediately after we decided to do that, we decided to basically change half of the rules anyway. So, you know, that's what that is. But I got to make a new character, so good enough for that. And I got to create a custom race, so that's always fun. We could put some sparkles around as decoration, because I saw that on a reference of a pin card and I kind of like that. Well, there are never too many characters. My problem is, as soon as I'm done with a character, I kind of just start moving on from them, and I'm always onto the character that I'm currently using the most. So I feel like, so this character is Brynja, or Bryn, and I feel like she's going to be my featured character for ArtFight this year. I really am hoping to get something of her, but I don't have a lot of art of her yet. We did this one because I decided I was going to try and do her in like a Disney-esque sort of style. And I think she rather suits the happy Disney character vibe. But I've also got this sketch of her. And this portrait, which is really just the other one made a bit nicer. But I'm not... Sometimes I really like this portrait and sometimes I really dislike this portrait, and I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out. But what I really need before the start of next month is like a full body picture of her. That's what I really need. So let's see. But yeah, so basically we've designed for this game a race of Valkyrie. And I've gone with a very stereotypical paladin. But like I said, the person running the game is letting us all kind of make our own races and our own classes in a sense as well. So I've made my own subclass of Paladin, which is just all about summoning stuff, which is already paying dividends, which I'm very excited about as well. Let's have a look. So if we... The orange is where it's not going to fit as well, huh? But... But yes, the Valkyrie vibe explains the feathers, and we're still discussing whether they get more feathery the more they level up, so that could also be very fun. I can make this... Yeah, I think that's a better color for it. I guess the question is, I'm still trying to figure out whether I like the writing up in the top corner like this. I don't know, what do we think about this? The background. This character's not that important at the moment. Be a bit... is that too thick now? That's probably too thick now. Alright, what do we think of that? It's a little better, I think. We're just gonna have to deal with the sound of the dog barking in the background, sorry. Do we want... No, I don't think I like that, so that's not it. That's not quite it. Maybe we'll just go easy and do a couple of like... They're too small, okay. Might be easier to see on this one. No, too small. Too small. That's probably it. We do that. Get rid of the really big ones. It's probably too many. Yeah, that's too many. What do we think? The second splatter or just one splatter? Maybe one splatter, but just a better splatter. I don't know if I'm happy with the one that I got. Maybe just one big splatter like that, I think could be good. And then, suppose that, not that. I'm not mad at this, so I feel like this is probably... Ooh, okay, so that helps. So now we know where the blending needs to happen here. Thank God for the orange. The orange is really carrying with helping figure this out. Feeling about that? Is that... I feel like that is pretty good. And then will work fine on the other two colours as well. I'm pretty happy with that. All up, I think. Probably just go just a step to the side. pretty happy with that. The sabotage of my brain saying that I should still add in sparkles. And it is winning out, because they don't detract, I don't think. Who doesn't love sparkles? You can barely see them in the orange one, but that's okay. The next big decision that I really need to make is what team I'm going to pick. So if you guys haven't looked at ArtFight this year, there are 3 teams, which honestly made it a little more difficult for me, but realistically I cut out one of the teams immediately, so I'm still just choosing between 2 teams. It's just difficult. So, friends in chat, have you guys chosen teams for ArtFight this year? Are you guys participating in ArtFight this year? What's the plan? I feel like there's a lot of people who might want to do ArtFight who get the feeling that they need to hold back from doing it because they either don't draw often or they don't draw at all. But I feel like ArtFight is a really good time to don't make yourself do anything you don't want to do. But if you want to try drawing, I feel like ArtFight is a good time to do it, because everyone who's doing ArtFight are people who they're artists. They're people who draw for themselves and sometimes for other people. And I know for me, as pretty much every time I've ever been part of a friendship group, I am always the artist, and there's almost never another artist in the group. So, like, even when I have friends who don't draw at all, I love their drawings if they draw something for me, because as an artist, you just don't get given stuff, like given art as much as other people would. Like, I will draw for my friends all the time. I don't receive art very often. So if you've got something holding you back from drawing, but you want to draw, I feel like ArtFight is a good time to try. Actually, it's really funny, the play typing theme. I have been in exactly one play in my life. When I was in high school, in my first like year or in my second year of high school, you have to choose like an extracurricular activity, and you could choose sports, or you could do the the play, essentially. You sign up to be part of like the play group. And I am not an actor. I am not an actor, but we did... For the play, it was essentially a Disney ripoff, in a way. We had... I remember the whole plot was this princess who didn't want to be a princess because she didn't know any princesses. So the fairy godmother sent her to different fairy tale stories to meet Disney princesses and learn more about being a princess. And I, in that play, had the, let's call it good fortune of getting to play Flounder from The Little Mermaid. So while everyone else in the play had these like lovely princess dresses and these nice costumes, I was wearing essentially what felt like a big old beanbag in the shape of a yellow fish. And I remember it was literally the first night that we were doing the play on stage, and they, for some reason, was this like little kid, like this like 3-year-old child that was in the front row, which sat right in front of one of my marks, just staring at me like wide-eyed in horror. And I got so distracted that they had to be like, "It's your line, say your line." My one line that I had. So yes, not an actor. Not an actor. Ooh. I feel like it is borderline cruelty to make high school students, teenagers, perform in any sense in front of their peers. I feel like that's a form of cruelty. Like, that's almost a form of torture, I reckon, because you're teenagers and it's awful. And I had the most introverted personality in high school. I was like terrified of speaking in front of a class. I had literally one teacher who understood that and kind of could see that I had that much anxiety with it. And she was lovely because she was always like, look, I understand that you can't perform it properly in front of the class. You come to the classroom in your lunch break, you bring 2 or 3 of your friends, and you're going to perform it to your 2 or 3 friends, because I need to mark off that you can speak in public, but I understand that you can't speak in front of, quite frankly, people who were like bullying you and who are redacted word heads. I don't know what I'm allowed to get away with on YouTube, so I'm not going to say what I want to say. It's hard being Australian on YouTube because it's like part of our vocabulary and we have to pull it back in. So redacted word heads. Fill in the blank. This is actually a new enough character that I still have to be like, wait, what does she look like? Like this. She looks like this. Where are my references? Maybe what I should do is make my life easy. Or easier with a symmetry ruler. Sorry, I've gotten really quiet all of a sudden, trying to focus on this. Yeah, I feel like for ArtFight this year, I've ruled out mystery. And I'm choosing between either comedy or tragedy. Because all of my characters are tragic, but I really like the orange of the comedy theme. So part of me really wants to do that one. But I'm just not quite sure. Thank you, Injustice. That is very kind. I've been having a lot of trouble with art style at the moment because it's been quite a while since I've had time to just sit down and draw, so I've kind of felt like I'm falling out of practice with it. So I feel like I need to find the time to really sit down and figure out what I want it to be again. It'll do. That'll do for a button, right? Like, it's fine. No, I don't like that bit. Okay, hold on. Do that. And that. No, not that. No, I don't like that either. Oh my god. That'll do. That'll do. And then this is actually pretty cute. I think I could actually do this for ArtFight. Maybe not every day, but like a couple a day could happen. I think to make my life a little easier, I will put her in her casual outfit instead of drawing her in armor, because I still want to be able to see her face. So what we'll do is just that. I feel like the button eyes will also make it just a lot easier to get through doing stuff. Like that. Question, do we put a little smiley face in it? Mouth or no mouth? Oh, it's pretty cute with the mouth. The best thing is I'm just gonna, because I am running out of time drastically fast, I'm actually supposed to go out to a birthday party in about 40 minutes. I have to leave and I have not even begun to get ready. Oops, don't do that. So we're gonna have to finish up this artwork, I think. So if we do that, and if I maybe the easier option. Let's see if this will actually work. You know, it has actually been a very hectic weekend. I hope everyone else's weekend is going well, because, like, mine included doing a birthday dinner on Friday night, and then a birthday dinner on Saturday night, and then we had a birthday party for a 1-year-old this morning, and we've got another birthday party for a 6-year-old this afternoon. And we've had far too much cake and have far too much cake left over, because over the course of the birthday parties that I was a part of planning and hosting, we somehow ended up with 3 cakes. So, lots of cake. Does anyone need cake? so that's definitely not what we're going for. Yeah, we decided we've got to try and eat one of the cakes. So we've got a tiramisu, and we figured we'll try to eat that over the next week, and hopefully it just doesn't go off. And then after that, the other one, which was like a mango cake, which was amazing and delicious, we're gonna attempt to freeze it and see how that goes. I have never frozen a cake before, but I know it's a thing that people do, so we're doing it. I feel like this needs more like a nicer brown as well. There we go. There. We're basically back where we started. No, this is better. Just. Okay. Oh, that's what she needs. There we go. That's why I'm looking at this character going, she doesn't look like my character. Because my character has birthmarks. Alright. I think the thicker outline is good. I think that's good, yeah. Right, now I'm wondering if I should do them as silver pins instead of gold pins. But I feel like pins are more often gold. It just doesn't look as good with the orange, I think. But, no, you know what? That just means that I should invert that. Expand it by about, let's say, 50. Do I just put a glow around it? Oh no, it wouldn't be a glow. What I need is a shadow. Let's do it like that. But how does that look? I think that's better. And then yeah. And that works fine for the other two as well. I think I'm happy with this. This is just a sketch one. It would look much better with like proper crisp lines, but it's a good, I think a good starting point. And then of course when I upload them they won't have a background, so they'll look nice and rounded in the corners. I think we've done it. I think this is what I'm going to attempt to do during ArtFight, is just really simple pins on the backgrounds that match the team of the person that I'm attacking. And I think that could be pretty cute. And even if I don't have it in me to do like the solid lines, I think even if I did it like this with the sketches, it still turns out pretty cute, and maybe people would be happy enough with that. I think I'm going to try and do it with like crisp lines, but even if I can just get a few of these out there this year, I think would be pretty good. I am hopefully going to, at the very least, attack anyone who attacks me. I want to really prioritize like retaliation this year, but I'm also going to try and at least maybe once or twice a week do a stream where I will go to the random character picker at the front page, pick a random character, and then attack that character. I could make it simpler on myself by having it a random person, but I think with I'm going to put a couple of rules in place and attack random characters. The main rule just being that it has to be a humanoid character, because I don't think I have it in me to go outside of my comfort zone this year. But I'm pretty happy with what we're up to. And I think it could be pretty good. But that is actually about all I've got time for now, because like I said, I have to go out in less than half an hour, and I should probably get ready for that. But thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, chat, for keeping me company. And hopefully all the volumes and everything go well, because I had to, at the start of this year, reset my whole like streaming program thing, like settings for it, everything. Like I lost all of my settings, so hopefully I haven't been too loud. Hopefully the music's not too loud. Hopefully I'm not too quiet. And hopefully you guys didn't have to hear me breathing constantly the whole way through. I can hear a little voice outside my door, which is how I know it's definitely time to start doing, time to start wrapping up. Do you want to come say hi? Let's see. Hey. Do you want to come say goodbye? There we go. Do you want to say bye-bye? You're awake now. We're starting to figure out streaming while you're napping. Oh, alright. Hold on. Let's see what you would like to write. There you go. Alright, do we just finish every stream from now on with letting my daughter draw all over the screen? Maybe. Anyway, thank you guys again for coming along and drawing and giving some feedback and keeping me company. And hopefully streaming, at the very least, will become more common now that we're figuring it all out. Bye!